Here we go. This is into Epping. I've got a St George, quite a few St Georges on the fly. One on my right now. Come on, mate. Fucking hell, totally oblivious. Anyway, yeah. So this is in the town centre at the minute, and then coming up will be the hotel shortly. See what's going on down there. Obviously most of the shops are shut now. It's bank holiday weekend, it's an evening, so you know you wouldn't really expect anything else, to be honest. So there seems to be a lot of young girls walking around half naked, I've just noticed. There's about 4 black girls when I walked in were walking around, and then 2 English girls just then. It's just like, I don't know, it's a bit weird how modern girls dress, you know, basically just don't wear anything. I'll go on pause for now. Field, alleged is where, you know, young girls have walked across before. I've not felt comfortable because obviously the Bell Hotel is just over there on the left. So you got the migrants chucking things over, allegedly. Because the actual hotel bit's over there. There we are, the MPGS coming out. Guard service coming out to see what's going on. Sorry, Doug.
Where's your badge?
There you are.
Where's your badge? Where's his badge?
Little military base based there.
You ain't got a badge. They're not letting you in, guys.
No SIA badge on display or anything. There goes the drone. Seen it, support no photography or filming on air. Fucking cheek.
Hey, what's his face? Yeah,
So something's happening. Alright, police are going in. You're good, mate, don't worry. I'll go above you, don't worry. I'm not following me. Fucking hell. That really is actually come over here for us. Imagine having a property like that when you first moved in, you know, and obviously now you've got all this nightmare right next door to you. I wonder how much their property's gone down as a result of all this. Before I forget, also I kept hearing some wheels squeaking down the bottom here, well, roughly just where I've been past, when I've realised they've painted a St George on the roundabout, and some dickheads, some lefty dickheads, are probably making the wheels squeak on the roundabout to try and tarnish it, because obviously it's starting to turn black now because all the rubber burning on the roundabout. I've got to add in there as well to the people of Epping, just be careful. Just a thought came to my mind then, you know, you're all stood on the pavement. It's just a thought of something, you know, some unhinged person might come past and do something. I'm not saying it would happen, it's just a thought, and hopefully that doesn't happen, but it might be something to think of if you can find a way to get yourself off the pavements and what have you. There's the police again. Yeah, what a state of affairs, eh? We're like in a modern war now. It's a strange one as well. It's not bombs and bullets anymore, it's flags, culture, you know. There you go. This is the end of my day. We're talking just gone 9 o'clock. There's a big police presence just down there. See them all lined up, and about 3 police vans all there now. I don't know what's happened, but maybe there's like a dispersed order going on or something. It looks pretty steady. Yeah, so what more can people do? Yeah, so I won't comment anymore, that'll do. You're right, I'll just add a little bit extra in there. So I went to Epping because I was on my way heading back to work anyway, so I stopped off to get some videos and see it with my own eyes, you know, document it as well, took a few photos, because I was in Epping this time last year photographing the market day, which is quite strange really, because at that time it was a Monday market. I think the night before I'd been in Felixstowe, so I was quite tired, but that's by the by. But I remember this lady telling me, you know, we were chatting, and she goes, "Oh, I don't know if you knew, but at Southport there's been a big incident that's just happened there." And obviously I was really confused. I was like, Southport? Why would anything happen there? I could understand like Bradford or Rotherham or something like that, but Southport, you know, I'm familiar with that Merseyside town as well, because I've been there to photograph their air show that they normally have on the beachfront. And but anyway, so it transpired, obviously we know what happened in Southport. Rwandan lads killed 3 young girls with a knife, and this of course led to riots across the country. The Bell Hotel was operational at this time as well. It was housing people in there, so I don't know if anything happened around that time in Epping. Also, a side note, a couple of days later I was in Southend. There was a big machete fight with a load of African lads who come down from the East End of London. They'd all jumped the train as well, because I saw all this with my own eyes. You know, I remember walking down the high street, there's all these like black lads coming down with masks on, and funny, I had to go back to Hadley to get my car, and by the morning it come out there'd been a big machete fight. So this was all within the space of time these riots started kicking off. Now, origins, something that annoys me about the lefties is they forget how these things start. So the reason, it's worked out well for me holding off uploading this video for 2 days, because these riots at the hotel in Epping began because of what a 38-year-old man was charged yesterday, and I included 2 little news clips in there. So Chelmsford yesterday, a 38-year-old, I think he was Ethiopian man, was charged with approaching 2 young 14-year-old girls on the way back from school, who offered him a slice of pizza because he looked hungry, according to the report, and he said he wanted to have babies with them, wanted to get them back to the Bell Hotel, which we're funding as well. So you lefties need to remember why this kicked off. It's because of you. You brought them here, and you're defending them even now. As I've heard people say before, you're basically nonce protectors, because you're more on side with these people who are approaching young girls. Liverpool kicked off a year or so ago, or maybe 2 years ago, for the exact same reason. Migrant living in one of the hotels approaching a young girl. There was somewhere else as well, wasn't there, recently? But yeah, so it's the same scenario every time, like these people approaching young girls. And Scotland, wasn't it? So Scotland yesterday in Glasgow, you had a 12-year-old girl walking around with an axe and a knife, being approached by a migrant. Now, for all we know, she might have had that axe and a knife because this happens on a daily basis with that lot approaching her, and she doesn't want to get sucked into the Rotherham Rochdale grooming gangs. Those lefties of you that don't think they're real, I've seen that firsthand with my own eyes, operating out of Burnley Crown taxis. I've commented on this before. They're a real thing because I've seen it take place with my own eyes. But that would be a separate video to tell that story again. I've already commented on it before. The origins of these events. You lefties, you liberals, you commies, whatever you want to call yourselves, you brought them here using without anyone's consent. You're calling them asylum seekers when they're not. They're all young fighting age men. They should go back and sort their own countries out. You've also got the fact we're using our taxes to pay for them. And also, every single time there's a riot or a kick-off or anything like that, you always flip the narrative to the rioters and the protesters are the people in the wrong, and you forget about the origins of why it all began. The Southport riots began because a Rwandan second-generation migrant stabbed 3 young girls to death. The Epping protests began because two 14-year-old girls were approached by a 38-year-old man wanting to have babies with him and intercourse with him in the Bell Hotel. The young girl in Glasgow yesterday potentially because a fully grown man from the Middle East or South Central Asia approached him, and she was a 12-year-old girl. It's the same story every time, but every single time you flip it and claim the victim is the persecutor. But anyway, there's some detail behind it. And also a final note, when I arrived, there was a smoke grenade that got chucked from the migrant hotel. I wasn't entirely sure. It looked, from my own view perspective, I didn't know what was going on, so I thought our side, the English side, had let off a smoke grenade or something. And what it actually transpired was the migrants had chucked over like a smoke grenade or a smoke bomb. It nearly set a car on fire because some cars obviously parked up on the other side of the road, and one of the English lads went to kick it out of the way and make sure that it didn't catch a fire. So the people of Epping have had to put up with this now because of these ridiculous liberal policies that have come in, and no one ever voted for it or were consented on or provided any consent for this either. So there's some context for you as well. Police helicopter was brought in, and also when I went back into the town, I had a beer, had a pizza, and when I was sat in there was about 3 police vans come charging past as it was getting dark, and obviously by the time I went back to the hotel to see what happened, they'd obviously created a line and probably put a dispersal order in place. But as I've said before to some of the people there, Llanelli in Wales, if you've not heard of it, they were successful because they kept the pressure on like people in Epping are doing. You've got to keep it going. Just keep going as best you can every day. I know it's easy for me to say because I'm not there, but you've fully got my support, and I hope you're successful. Just keep keep going. You know, essentially the whole world's watching you as well. Australia, America, you know, the world's eyes are kind of looking at you. This little quiet market town in Essex, which has been turned into a global point now of interest, all because of what Conservatives and Labour have done. So good luck. I'll do. Cheers.